Hello and welcome to JV East Season 3, Round 6 in Baku, as the drivers do a little pre-qualifying to the 5-minute qualifying session. Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship and Constructors' Championship. Stefano currently leads with 90 points, but he's ran out of tokens. Behind him is his teammate Todd Sod with 70. Then it's the two Compass drivers in third and fourth, followed by the two Scotpol Auto drivers in fifth and sixth. Looking at constructors, it is Danube Flow obviously leading by 73 points over Compass in second, trying to get that promotion spot. But will they be able to hold on to it? It is a massive lead, so they should be able to, but you never know. And Scott Poe running in third, then we have WTech Starlight, Carpathians Peak just 1 point off from them, then HRT Lightning, Yorkshire Aerial, NASA Lunar Racing, Brabham and Evolve currently in last. That's it, we're about to finish this pre-qualifying. And then we'll have the qualifying, the 5 minutes free tire wear softs. Here we are. There we go. Also had triple header upgrades. Here are the car stats for that. As you can see, a quintuple turbo upgrade for Yorkshire Aerial. We have 3 teams 0.1 off each other as the best cars. Then 4 teams in midfield and 3 teams at the back. So quite spread out. And yet there's 3 distinct, very close together packs. So we'll have to see just what this will mean for the races. Here we go for the 5 minutes of qualifying. Apologies. Alright. Here's the token spent for today's race. It's Celeste Lucier spending 3 tokens, Gwetzley spending 4, and his teammate in Lightning Racing Team, Mr. 06, spending 3. The Brabham cars, Ishbo Spama spending 4, while Kukus is spending 2 tokens. Vlado2 spending 2 for Carpathians Peak. 2 tokens from both Trixie and Hyperion, and 2 tokens from Todd Sod. Skip and Fabio both spending 3 tokens, so is Cesart for Yorkshire Aerial and Lulzy for Scotpol Auto, and finally for the Evolve Racing drivers, 4 tokens from Chevrolet and 2 from Tolly. So probably the most important part here, the 3 best cars are Compass, Carpathians Peak, and just 0.1 behind them is WTech Starlight. And all 3 of those teams have drivers spending tokens, Celeste spending 3, Vlad spending 2, and of course Trixie and Hyperion spending 2 each. So this will be quite important for them. What's more important is that Stefano's out of tokens. Todd Sod is spending 2 in this race, and that leaves 2 for him to spend in the next race, as the final race will be a tokenless finale. So the more points can be gained on the Danube Flow, the better, and it might come down to the wire, and I'm not sure if any team will even be able to make up that time. Make up 73 points to Todd Sod and Stefano's outfit, which is also owned by Vlad. Of course, he owns both the Nuplo and Carpathian's Peak, and now has a chance of getting one of them into CV for next season. Right now, it is Ishbo on provisional pole, with Celeste Lucier on the front row, and it's Chevrolet currently in third. Then Mr. 06 ahead of Gwetzli despite spending one less token than Vlad, Totsod, Lolzy, Trixie, Odd Koopa runs off the top 10. Odd Koopa isn't even spending tokens. The compass is just that fast. Oh, and Lolzy goes on provisional pole! What has happened? That is crazy stuff out of nowhere. Celeste improves and stays on the front row. She tied with Ishbo for a second, but it's Lol Z out of nowhere with a banging lap 2/10 faster, and that just came out of nowhere, and other drivers are now into the pits here. Apologies for the absent-minded commentary. Can anyone improve on that? I think Celeste Lucier would be the most likely candidate yet to pit off of the softs, should be doing so this lap. There it goes. Yep, there goes, in goes Celeste Lucier. Wetzley boy on his outlap now. And here's the flying lap for both Gwetzli and Chevrolet. What can these two drivers do? They're in 5th and 6th in qualifying. As they go through the castle section. Ooh, very dangerous that section, and I think we're gonna see quite some crashes during the race. It's a very dangerous, gotta keep very safe. Gwetzli now with a fast running. 31, 32.90 improves up to 3rd. Chevrolet does not improve, neither does Celeste, but it was her outlap. Trixie improves up to 4th. Lol Z does not improve. Hyperion improves his time. It's going to be final lap now. Celeste is on a flying lap, and I think so is Lol Z. Where will Celeste come out on this final lap? 31, 32, improves still front row. Is there, yeah, Lol Z last one on the flying lap, but he will not improve. However, he will take pole position. It's Lol Z on pole, Celeste Lucier starts on the front row. Then Gwetzli starts from 3rd, Trixie from 4th, Ishbo starting from 5th, Todd Sod starts from 6th, Chevrolet from 7th, Mr. 06 8th, Vlado 204 9th, Odd Koopa 10th, and let's take a look at the rest of the grid. Here we go, 11th starts Odd Koopa, Cuckoos starts from 12th, so oh yeah, it's Hyperion will be starting in the top 10 then. Beats Odd Koopa out on tiebreak. Tolly starts from 13th, Fabio 14th, Uniform Pine 15th, Cesart 16th despite spending 3 tokens. Stefano starts from 17th, Skip 18th, also spending 3 tokens. So not great for NASA Lunar Racing, but their high grip might help them out. Arcaniac starts from 19th, and Fast Juicer, the winner of the previous race at Jeddah, will start from last. So it's a massive Scott Ball Auto sandwich. Fast Juicer starts from last, Lolzy starts from first. Quite something. But will Lolzy be able to keep that lead? He's only got 3 tokens, and he's in a midfield car. So my money is on Celeste Lucier or Gwetzli or Trixie, one of the 3, to pep Lolzy and maybe just eliminate him off the podium entirely. But let's get right into the race now. Here we go, and Lolzy and Celeste and Trixie all starting in the softs. Gwetzli and Ishbo will be starting in the mediums. Todd Sod starts on the hards. Lol Z makes a quick getaway, but let's look down the order. Celeste Luzier regains second position from Gwetzli. Gwetzli's under pressure there from Trixie Ishbo, and Todd Sod with a fast start despite the hards going for the castle section. Nothing bad happening there. Everyone in a single file line, and we're going to have heavy rain. Skip has lost quite a lot of positions. Lol Z Celeste Luzier overtakes heading into the pits, and everyone onto the wets now. And, well, we did not have dry racing for long, but Celeste Luzier to the lead, then Lolzy, then it's Gwetzli, Todd Sod in front of him, and we're going to go back to cloudy soon, so the track will dry up, but it'll take a while. But what a start it has been for Todd Sod. Despite starting in hards, he got a bit lucky with the heavy rain announcement, as that doesn't matter much. Nearly got smashed completely into the wall by Lolzy there. And they are fighting here for second, but let's take a look at down the order. It's Trixie just in front of Ishbo, Mr. 06, then Chevrolet gets in front of Vlado 204, looking for some points for Evolve. They really need to get ahead of Brabham. They need to get ahead of anybody. In the constructors, they can't just finish last, so that will not give them a good time in the preseason upgrades. But Kukus and Vlad and Cesar having a freeway fight here, going into the castle section. It's always very risky. It's always very scary to go for that castle section. Celeste Lucier leads. It's Todd Sod fighting for second with Lolzy still, and looks like Gwetzli is joining into the conversation here. Gets past Todd Sod, and he's looking to go after Lolzy. He's got 4 tokens. Lolzy's got 3. Todd Sod has 2, so it's completely over the place with tokens, but all 3 drivers have midfield cars, about 4.5 car performance index. Lightning Racing Team have 4.4, but that shouldn't matter much. It's more about, oh, hits him into the wall there. It's more about the strategy, and Ishbo holding down Mr. 06. Fabio is the last driver, currently in 8th. Last driver on the wets, everyone in front of him, and himself pitting now for dry tires, as other drivers pitted a lap earlier. Chevrolet pitted onto hards, and he's now gotten overtaken by both Cesar and Vlad, and Mr. 06 and Kukus looking behind him. He's got a slow car, but he's spending 4 tokens. Will he be able to claw out some points for Evolve here, especially with both Brabhams behind him? He needs to keep them behind, as Mr. 06 now overtakes him. Cesar overtakes Vlad. Trixie running in 5th. We have Todd Sod. Lost a bit to Gwetzli and Lolzy, but Lolzy now got stuck behind Gwetzli, who's picked hards. And yeah, it's a freeway fight here for second, as Celeste Lucia runs away, and Lolzy gets put out wide. Now he's in 4th, and it's Gwetzli running in 2nd despite being on the hards, and that will be just... if he can keep that position, he'll get a big advantage running on those hards, but it's just complete switching in terms of positions from these 3 drivers. One time you'll see Lolzy heading it, another it will be Gwetzli, another it will be Todd Sod. Vlad catching the back of Trixie's on faster tires on the mediums to Trixie's hards, but he can't seem to make a move stick just yet, as Trixie's got a lot of boost left, and he's gonna use it to run away from Vlad now. Down the order, it's Chevrolet down the outside on Cesar, and he makes the move stick, and Chevrolet's up into 7th. Cesar is in 8th. Ishbo Spamix getting overtaken by the faster car of Mr. 06. Kuku's outside of the points now, so is Hyperion. Stefano up to 13th. Let's take a look at the top 10. Celeste Lucier still leads us off. 1st place, not hard at all. Lolzy holding down 2nd, seems to have made a little bit of a gap to Gwetzli, but just about a 2nd. He also has the fastest lap of the race so far. Gwetzli on the hards just got his fastest lap of the race. And despite being on hards, he is quite good, quite keeping up with Lolzy, which is very interesting as he's set to gain a lot from keeping up while being on hards instead of softs. Todd Sod has really fallen off the back of both Lolzy and Gwetzley, and it's Trixie, in fact, looking to catch him now. Let's see what their laps will be across the line. Todd Sod 33.75, Trixie just a tenth faster, but on hards to Todd Sod's softs. Vlad currently holding down 6th, but Chevrolet behind him looking for another position. The question is, can he do it? Gets a good run in through that turn, but now it's this very, very tight section through the castle section. And he is on the inside of Vlad, and he squeezes himself through into 6th. It's 6th position for Chevrolet. Amazing news for Evolve so far in this race. Cesar in 8th, Mr. 06 in 9th. And we see Celeste petting for hards, and Todd Sod petting for mediums comes out behind Vlad 0204, just behind them. Gwetzley now in the lead, and Lolzy is the only one still out on the softs. Should be petting this lap. The clouds are coming soon. Lolzy into the pets now. Where will he come out as it's Gwetzley leading Trixie in 2nd, Celeste Lucier goes into 3rd, will Lolzy come out in 4th, it looks like, and he goes for softs again. But Chevrolet close behind them, however it's on 1 hards, so I can't imagine he'll catch him. No, it's Todd Sod catching Chevrolet now, making the overtake just before the castle section. The Chevrolet is already struggling on those hards. Gwetzley is into the lead of the race. Him and Trixie yet to pit off the hards, and we see Celeste Luzier on much fresher hards behind Trixie here, just following in the aerodynamic slipstream of Trixie. It's Trixie still running in 2nd, but who's that? It's Lolzy, slowly making his way to Celeste and Trixie, and especially making his way to Celeste. That's the important part, as both of them have 3 pets. Lolzy has gone for softs twice. Celeste was on softs, but now is on hards, and you can see just the lack of pace that has given her, and Lolzy makes his way past Trixie as well, and now he's chasing down Gwetzley as Celeste gets past Trixie now finally as well, motivated by Lolzy's run, looking to catch up to him. Todd Sod is running in 5th currently. Chevrolet is on really, really worn out hards, running in 6th, but he's got a gap to Ishbo behind him, who actually gets overtaken by Vlad now, and Gwetzley is into the pits. Lolzy with an even faster lap by a 10th, and he inherits the lead, and Celeste Lucier just a 2nd behind him. Gwetzley comes out in 4th, behind Todd Sod, running on the mediums. Trixie has also pitted. He's on the softs. Chevrolet still not pitted off of those hards. What is the strategy here? How long does he intend to make those hards last? Because right now, it's looking like he's just giving himself a hard time. Celeste is only a 2nd away from Lolzy on the much harder tires. Uses the boost to catch up to him, but Lolzy does have some boost saved up. Todd Sod 3rd, Gwetzley 4th, Trixie 5th. Finally, Chevrolet into the pits. Where will he come out? What tire will he pick? Vlado 204 overtakes him. He goes for the hards again. Will he stay on the hards till the end? Mr. 06 overtakes him as well, and it's Ishbo Spama, the rival for the 2nd last spot in the Constructors, right behind Chevrolet, but he's got even more. He's got worn out hards as well. Needs to pit soon himself. Cesar fighting with Fabio for the final points possession. Fabio really underrated drive so far for NASA Luna Racing, as his teammate Skip, with the same amount of tokens, is only in 18th. Fabio still behind Cesar here, but it's Ishbo Spama now petting onto softs, might I add, and Fabio is into the points. Ishbo Spama comes out In 12th, it's Celeste Lucier now leading the race, overtaken Lol Z, who's petted off of the softs onto mediums. Will he take those mediums until the end of the race? That's the question. He exits in only 5th. It's Celeste Lucier currently in 1st. Todd Sod has had a quiet, strong race. He's currently running in 2nd, but those mediums have seen better days, so I think he will be pitting soon. Celeste Lucier also will not be taking these hards until the end, of course. Trixie on much fresher softs, trying to close down the gap to Todd Sod. What about Guetzley's on very fresh hards, running in 4th. Lolzy, of course, on new mediums behind them. Vlado 204 on scrubbed hards, then Chevrolet on fresh hards, but that's not enough to stop Mr. Stroh 6 on slightly older hards from overtaking Chevrolet. As we've still got this fight for 9th position. Fabio on the outside of Cesar into turn 1, into turn 2, and Ishbo is here as well on the softs, but he's stuck behind Cesar. Goes out on the outside of him now. And it's Ishbo into 10th, Fabio into 9th. Fabio's on the hards, Ishbo is on the inside looking to squeeze through, and he does it, and it's Ishbo into 9th position on the softs. What a fight that was. Let's see. Race wins not decided yet. Guetzley's close to Trixie. Trixie's about 2 seconds away from Celeste. Lolzy has made his way past Todd Sod, who's pitted for fresh softs. Will he take those softs to the end? I think so. He is quite a bit behind now as a result of that pit. And Guetzley, I think he'll have to pit once more. Not sure. Maybe that is his final pit, but oh, and we've got a first DNF Arcaniac stuck in the wall, and that is just quite unfortunate there. But yeah, alright, Lol Z overtook Guetzley, but now Guetzley overtakes him back as they lap Lol Z's teammate, and Trixie's into the pits now, onto the softs to finish the race with this compound. And it's Todd Sod exiting in front of Trixie. The top 5's quite far away now. Celeste Lucier is running in 1st, but Guetzley's really catching her now, and so is Lolzy behind. Celeste Lucier will be pitting shortly for softs, I would presume. That will give her a hard time winning the race unless she can get a really fast run. And will Guetzley be able to keep those hards until the end? Celeste into the pits. Guetzley inherits the race lead. It's going to be cloudy soon. It's Lolzy in 2nd. Todd Sod now on the softs. He's really caught up to this pack. He's in 3rd now. Trixie is in 4th. Celeste Lucier in 5th. Vlad is running safely in 6th. Chevrolet safely in 7th. Mr. Sir 6 on quite worn out hards in 8th. Ishbo's Pamela looking to catch him, but he's also on equally worn out softs. Fabio is into the pits from 10th. Cesar inherits the final points position. Guetzley is into the pits. Lol Z inherits the race lead. We're going back to sunny conditions. Can Lol Z make those mediums last? I think Todd Sod can make those softs last. Will Todd Sod get a race win here out of nowhere? He's really got a fast run in through those corners, but goes slow. Now he goes quicker than Lolzy through the castle section. He's on the inside of Lolzy. We've seen drivers squeeze through, but Fabio is making it much harder for Todd Sod, and he touches the grass, and Lolzy still keeps the race lead here. Celeste Lucier, Trixie, Guetzley all together, all trying to catch the top 2. Is set to be a massive fight. Chevrolet takes 6 as Vlad pits onto fresh softs. Chevrolet surely can't keep those hards running until the end. Todd Sod on the inside of Lolzy into the castle section. Now Lolzy is on the inside of Todd Sod. Celeste Lucier has caught them, and Celeste Lucier on the inside of Lolzy and looking to catch and fight Todd Sod now, and there's Guetzley behind using his boost. Celeste Lucier on the outside of Todd Sod takes the fastest lap and the lead of the race, as we've only got 3 laps until the end. It's Todd Sod in 2nd, but those softs have seen better days, and it's Guetzley right behind on fresher softs, and Lol Z is in 4th, just behind Todd Sot. Trixie has not been able to catch them. Celeste is running away. Gwetzli cannot make her get away with it. Lolzy and Todd Sot fighting for 3rd here. It's a 5-way fight, I would say, except for the fact that Trixie's really detached himself. Lolzy just keeping Todd Sot behind him. It's the penultimate lap of the race. Sunny conditions again. We're not going to see rain before the end of the race. Celeste Lucier still running, and we're seeing even more drivers stuck here. Fast Juicer and Stefano. Luckily enough, none of these drivers were in the fight for points. So that's something to be somewhat happy about. Gwetzli really trying to chase down Celeste as Celeste is about to start the final lap of the race. Meanwhile, Lolzy and Todd Sod on the really worn out tires have quite lost the top two, and they're just looking to keep 3rd here. Lolzy with a massive boost running, but he uses too much of the boost. He hits the wall. Todd Sod is behind him. Trixie has finally caught them as well. Celeste through the castle section. Gwetzli as well. Gwetzli's got slightly fresher tires, but he's still a second behind Celeste, and it won't be enough. He's got some boost left over. Celeste has none. Celeste deploys her boost. Gwetzli deploys his boost. It's not enough. Celeste Lucier wins the Azerbaijan J-Prix. Gwetzli in 2nd, and Lolzy holds on to the podium in 3rd. It's Totsod in 4th, Trixie in 5th, and Vlad will finish in 6th outside of this top 5 pack. Gwetzli got the fastest lap there at the very end. Chevrolet, good Evolve Racing points for him. 7th place, that must be their best finish. But it's Ishbo Spammer with a boost overtake over Mr. 06 takes 8th. Mr. 06 takes 9th. And Fabio takes the final points possession for NASA Luna Racing. He takes 10th, beats out Cesar and Hyperion and Koikus, who finish 11th, 12th, and 13th. Uniform Pine across the line in 14th. What a race this has been. 5 drivers all could have taken it, but in the end Celeste Lucier was the winner. Odd Koopa, her teammate, finishes across the line in only 15th, but for a tokenless result that's not too bad. Tully finishes 16th, just behind. Skip finishes 17th, our last finisher, as Stefano, Fast Juicer, and Arcadiac all DNF. Surprisingly, no one DNF'd at the castle section. But there you have it, that was the Azerbaijani J-Prix. What a race. What a race. And we'll see you next time for the Japanese J-Prix at Okayama. See you then.